Hey, what's up guys, Maniac here. So, I got a job. And I just got done doing a job orientation. I mean, it was a lot of fun. I mean, I was there for about a couple of hours and everything. And then I came home and I check on Facebook. Wow, wow. Marvel, you gave me the biggest headache in the whole wide world. I mean, in a good way though. Like, I guess it's just, the thing is, it's just, there's so much awesome stuff going on tonight at the same time. It's like I can't even handle that awesomeness. In fact, when I was gonna post what I thought about each of these release dates for Phase 3. Yeah, basically, if you don't know what happened tonight recently, Marvel just announced their lineup movies for Phase 3. And, oh my god, it's amazing. Just super amazing. You're gonna love it and everything. But anyways, what was I saying? Oh yeah, sorry. But when I was gonna make a Facebook post, to talk about each of these movies. But a Facebook post just wouldn't do. A video would be doing. And also, this was such a strange coincidence, because, actually, I cut my hair. Yeah, it's not long anymore. It's actually pretty short, and I got it Tony Stark hair. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. I mean, the reason why, because I had to do it for my job, but also there's this thing in my school going on called Halloween, which I highly suggest you guys do this. This week is the last week of October, which it's Halloween. You can dress up as anybody you want. So today, I dressed up as Robert Downey Jr.'s Tony Stark, and I looked absolutely amazing. I hate to brag, but it's true. But yeah, I was dressed up as Tony Stark, and I just didn't realize anything about this. And it was kind of a strange coincidence. So yeah, I mean, oh wow, there's so much to talk about. In fact, it's not just the Phase 3 movies I would talk about, but there's also an Avengers sneak peek, which I did miss out because well, why don't we start off with because I actually have some things written down here. So you might see me looking at the board because I got all the lineups of Marvel movies written down on my whiteboard. I know you can't see it, but it's right there. And, oh, man. Okay, so tonight, when Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. premiered their episode, which I don't watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. because I didn't really like the first 2 episodes. It didn't really, it didn't really pick me up. I mean, picked up my attention or anything. I heard it gets better when Hydra comes around, but I don't know. I just didn't really care for it. But I heard that they were having the Avengers trailer, which the Avengers Age of Ultron trailer, which when the trailer online leaked, Marvel was like, oh crap, that means nobody's gonna watch S.H.I.E.L.D. tonight. So they promised us an exclusive clip while attached to a trailer. So I did get an opportunity to see it because I was at a job orientation, but I did get to see it leaked online. And that's what I'm going to talk about first. Now, I've already talked about the Avengers Age of Ultron trailer. If you want to see that, click at this link below if you want to see my review of that. But all I'm going to talk about was just the clip. The clip was about the Avengers just hanging out, having a fun time. I mean, it's the exact same scene when the Avengers are having fun, and then, Ultron comes in, and he goes like, how could you all be worthy? You're all just puppets, strings, and, all that. And I freaking love it. It's so hilarious. I mean, it just reminds me so much of how humorous the first Avengers was, and just, oh man, it just feels so good to see everybody back together again. I mean, since the first Avengers, I mean, when did that came out? 2012? Yeah. It's 2014, so that's like 2 years ago. I mean, already 2 years ago, and we already missed the Avengers, and we're going to get to see them again in theaters next year, which we are all excited. The clip is very funny. I really love it. One of my favorite moments from that clip, oh yeah, this might be, well, it's not technically spoilers, because there's really nothing surprising going on with this scene, but it's just mostly a party scene, but it's when there's this like Thor does like some sort of challenge to all the heroes in the team to lift out Thor's hammer. Like Tony Stark tries to do it. Even War Machine or Rooney or I forgot his name. Iron Patriot was there to help out Iron Man, just like, or Tony Stark just like lift up the Thor's hammer. Is really funny. Banner couldn't do it, so he assisted Black Widow, which I thought that was really funny. And then Captain America tried to do it, and for some reason I feel like, I don't know if this is just the video quality, but I think I did see some sort of slight movement of Captain America moving Mjolnir, which I'm probably guessing Captain America is pretty much the only one of the Avengers other than Thor who could be worthy. But I like how at the end where Thor's just like, you're all so impressive, but you're all not worthy. That is just awesome. I love that scene. It's really cool. Anyway, so yeah, I really love the clip. Everything else is just the same trailer clips from the trailer online, so it's still a very good trailer. Hopefully, if it's still around the internet, check it out. Anyways, now getting into the Phase 3 movies. This is the part I've been really want to talk about so badly. So, yeah, anyways, let's start with the Phase 3 alignments. Now, we already know that the first one is Ant-Man. I'm still excited for that, don't get me wrong with that. But that's not the one we're going to talk about because we already know about Ant-Man. We're going to talk about... Oh my gosh, okay. Oh, I don't know where to start. Captain America Civil War, May 6, 2016. Captain America Civil War. Now, I haven't talked about this news yet, which, from what I heard, there's a lot of rumors going on that Robert Downey Jr. would be getting an Iron Man 4 or starring in some sort of solo Avengers movie. And somehow, when I heard the news that he was going to be in Captain America 3, everybody was assuming that it's going to be Civil War. Now, I was up to that, but at the same time, though, I wasn't really... well, at first I didn't know what the story was, so I had to look it up, which I did now, which I think it's a really fascinating story. But at first I'm just like, guys, let's not, expect this to be like what we wanted, because we might get disappointed, we don't want to feel like that. Well, it's Civil War. They just confirmed it. It's real. And even they show a clip from Avengers Age of Ultron, which I saw that leaked video where they show all the lineups for Phase 3 movies, where in Age of Ultron, Captain America and Tony Stark starts arguing, which it kind of gets us a little bit of a clue what's going to happen to them next, which I think it was really cool. After looking up with the Civil War story, I love it. It's interesting. If you guys have never heard of it, it's about like the government. The government is really too concerned about the superheroes. You know how like in, let's say, The Incredibles, like in the beginning, how superheroes would cause so much damage, not only to like property or buildings and stuff like that, but to people. So yeah, that's what the government's like in Civil War, and they're demanding every superhero to, I don't know exactly, but I think it's giving up their superpower or revealing their secret identity. Iron Man is willing to do that, but Captain America doesn't want to. He refuses. So then it starts to get to a little bit of a fight between Iron Man and Captain America. Iron Man would register for the government, which is kind of weird. Doesn't it? Iron Man doesn't like the government. I mean, remember Iron Man 2? He tried to defend his jury reasons that why he should keep the suits. Maybe they're going to switch it around. I don't know. But yeah, and then Captain America just doesn't want to do it. So then it just becomes this big war, which I think that's going to be so cool. I cannot wait for that to happen. And there's been lots of rumors that Marvel would be trying to get the rights for Spider-Man to star in that movie, because Spider-Man was really big and important to the Civil War comic. But it turns out the official confirm. Sorry, I can't really think of another word for confirm. But Spider-Man is still not going to be with Marvel Cinematic Universe yet, because there might still be a possible chance. I mean, he did mention something about a little bit of chance that maybe one day maybe it could happen. So let's just keep hoping and praying for Sony to just give it up Spider-Man to Marvel. You know, I know I've gone through, that over and over, but it's true. They really need to. I mean, yeah, not only just Spider-Man is really important to the Civil War story, but, what the Spider-Man, what Sony's been doing is just really crappy. I mean, give it up, Sony. Come on. So, yeah, Captain America, Civil War. And also I heard they're going to introduce Black Panther in that movie, which I will get to him later. Which I think that's really cool, too. So, yeah, Captain America, Civil War, super excited. Okay, Doctor Strange, coming out November 4th, 2016, Doctor Strange. Now, I'll be honest, I don't know much of Doctor Strange. This is why, at this point now, I want to look him up, what this character is, what kind of special ability he has. I know he does some sort of magic, I don't know specifically, but I need to read the comics. But for one thing I know, and I get seriously annoyed of, is just the announcements of who is going to play, or who is rumored going to be played as Doctor Strange. That bothers me so much, because, there's this one time where Jonah Phoenix, I'm sorry if I get his name wrong, but, like, he was so close to get the Doctor Strange role, and I was like, okay, just, come on, just confirm the role, but he didn't confirm the role. He's not confirmed for Doctor Strange, which I'm like, okay, just hurry up and find someone. And then they keep rumoring with Ian McGregor, or, and so many other actors. I really can't think of the names on top of my head, but I'm just like, oh, come on, just pick somebody already. I'm sick of these rumors, because, oh my gosh, I keep seeing Facebook posts about Doctor Strange, about rumors or suggestions for casting choices. I'm just like, just find somebody already. And right now, I am not sure this is confirmed or not, because I heard it was confirmed, or if I heard it was not, but Benedict Cumberbatch is willing to try out for the role, which, oh, let's just hope he does. Not only because, I would like to see Benedict Cumberbatch in a superhero movie. That would be awesome. I mean, Benedict Cumberbatch is a great actor. I loved him in The Hobbit. I loved him in Star Trek Into Darkness. I loved him, especially loved him in the Sherlock, BBC show Sherlock. That'd be so cool to see Benedict Cumberbatch as a superhero. That'd be so awesome. And also, second thing, please just confirm his role. I don't care who's going to be playing as Doctor Strange. I just pick somebody, so that way, just to get over with it with the news. Because I'm getting sick of, oh, maybe Ian McGregor's going to play him. Oh, maybe Tobey Maguire's going to play him. Just pick somebody, okay? At this point now, I just don't care. Even though Benedict Cumberbatch, I think he's a really good choice, but just pick him already. Jeez, I'm just sick of this. So, yeah. Doctor Strange is definitely going to happen. And Benedict Cumberbatch maybe would get the role. Well, let's just hope he does. Alright, this one's really good. May 5th, 2017. Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Now, I love the first Guardians of the Galaxy. So good, so amazing. It shows that, it shows a movie, like, it doesn't have to be a dark, brooding movie or anything like that. It's one of those movies that it could show off to other movies that you could still make really good movies by just having fun with it. That's what I really love about Guardians of the Galaxy, and it has really good characters and a very good story. I heard so much what Guardians 2... I know that Guardians 2 would happen because the first movie was really good and successful in there, and I know that with today, how predictable they are with sequels, I pretty much knew it was going to happen. But the question is, what could it be about? Well, I've heard a lot that, what's his name? Adam Warlock? I think that's his name. A lot of people say that he's rumored to be Star-Lord's dad, and he might appear in this movie, which I wouldn't mind that, because I actually would really like to know who Star-Lord's dad was. I mean, I heard that and just as spoilers, who hasn't seen Guardians or all the other Marvel movies, that Star-Lord, he survives that one purple orb that destroys his body, but he's willing to hold it a little longer and survive through it. And he says he has some sort of DNA from his father, which makes him pretty powerful. So he's not just a human, but he's also something else combined, which I thought that was really cool, and I really hope they kind of develop that a little bit more with Guardians 2. Yeah, and honestly, that's all I can say about it. And also, oh yeah, one more thing. Also, let's just hope that everybody comes back. Zoe Saldana, Dave Bautista, sorry if I get his name wrong, Drax, Rocket, Bradley Cooper, and just Vin Diesel, Groot. I hope everybody comes back, because I love the first Guardians. So yeah, alright. So Guardians of the Galaxy 2, July 28th, 2017. Thor 3, Ragnarok. I am so sorry if I get that name wrong. I'll be honest, I have no idea who or what Ragnarok is. I mean, if you're a diehard Marvel fan, if you want to comment down to explain me who he is or what it is, then do it. I mean, just do it. I would really like to know, because I am going to look this guy. I am going to look what Ragnarok. Sorry, I keep like messing that up. Who he is, but you know, from what I heard with Thor 3, I know that Chris Hemsworth is coming back as Thor, and I'm like, oh, that's good. Now, one thing I was actually kind of expecting is that I really want to see a Thor movie without Loki. I mean, I love Loki. Don't get me wrong. He's a great villain, you know, but I just like to see a Thor movie, because the only thing that keeps a Thor movie really good, or at least interesting, is that Loki, Tom Hiddleston's around. But I actually would really like to see how they would do a Thor movie without Loki. So I was really hoping they would do that for the third movie. Then Kevin Feige announced that Loki will be coming back too. Nothing wrong with that, honestly, but it's just, I really wish this Thor sequel would prove it still can be a good movie even without Loki. So, yeah, but hey, Loki's back. I'm fine with that. I mean, maybe they're going to explain how he got the throne and everything. And also, from what I heard from Kevin Feige with the third Thor movie, is that Ragnarok, he says, if you think about this, it means the end of all things. Which, it's sort of like Captain America the Winter Soldier, how it kind of makes you, like something really big happens, then it kind of makes you rethink throughout the whole Marvel movies. Which I am really up for that. I mean, you know, I love that kind of surprise with the Hydra and Captain America the Winter Soldier. I cannot wait to see what Thor 3 would do. That'd be exciting. Okay. November 3rd, 2017. And I mentioned this earlier. Black Panther. It's gonna happen. I knew it was gonna happen. Just, Black Panther is just one of the coolest Marvel superheroes ever. I mean, he's not like my number one or anything, but he's definitely so cool. I mean, I knew they were going to make a movie about him, and yeah, I was right. Yes, and they did pick an actor to play as Black Panther. I forgot his name, or I don't even know this actor. I mean, here's his name up there. Yeah, I don't know anything about him, but I'm going to research him later. And then here's the biggest part, which I think you'll all love this. May 2018. I mean, there's no date. I mean, there's no day dates, so it's just May 2018. The Avengers Infinity War Part 1. Yeah, we all knew this was coming. I mean, throughout the whole, with the Phase 1 of the Marvel movies, it's basically, the whole Phase 1 is just about introducing us to the Marvel heroes and the Avengers. But at the end of the credits, we see Thanos. We know that the Infinity Gauntlet story would happen. Some of us think it will happen in Avengers 2, but it's not. It's Ultron. So we knew maybe it's going to be the third movie. And there's been a bunch of rumors about the movie being in 2 parts, which, when I said part 1, it's confirmed. There are 2 parts. There are 2 parts. That is awesome. Oh my gosh. I'm just going to be expecting so much for the Infinity War. I mean, even Phase 2 was building up this. I mean, like, each of the Marvels from the Phase 1, 2, and 3 movies, they will, like, explain or reveal each of the next gem of what Thanos is going to use for his Infinity Gauntlet. Like, the Tesseract is one of them. There's this red stuff from Thor the Dark World. I forgot what it was called. And then in Guardians of the Galaxy, there's this purple orb. I forgot, again, I don't know what it's called. And that's like the only 3, like, gems Infinity Gems we got. And we're still like, I think 5 or 6 more. So that's like enough throughout the whole Phase 3 movies. wonder where they're gonna explain that. Maybe they'll show like one gem from Doctor Strange or something like that. But yeah, this is basically what all Marvel fans has been waiting for in Thanos. I mean, just we're all waiting for him to happen. And it is. I mean, we did get to see him and speak for the first time in Guardians of the Galaxy, which I thought that was a really awesome treat. And of course, now we're getting 2 parts, which I think that's awesome. I mean, my theory is for part 1, what they're gonna do is that the Avengers is gonna try to go against Thanos. Except Thanos is way too powerful for the Avengers or the other new heroes like Doctor Strange, Ant-Man, and Black Panther. And, you know, he's just way too powerful for them. And, you know, it kind of ends off like some sort of cliffhanger. Sort of like Harry Potter Deathly Hallows Part 1, where, you know, you see Voldemort take Dumbledore's wand and he shoots up in air. And then at the end, it's like, to be continued. That's kind of my theory what the first part may be about. I mean, maybe I'll be wrong, but maybe that could happen. So, yeah, and... oh my gosh, Infinity Story. I mean, we've all been waiting for this to happen. So yeah. Oh, and I love the idea that they're gonna put this in 2 parts because this is a big, epic thing. You can't just fit all that with just one movie unless they're gonna make it 4 hours. That'd be awesome. But they're splitting in 2 parts. I mean, usually I thought, like, you know, like the movie rules. I mean, when a movie is based on a book and there's like the final epic conclusion story, they're going to put it in 2 parts. Sort of like The Hunger Games Part 1 and 2, Harry Potter Part 1 and 2, Twilight Part 1 and 2, or even a trilogy like The Hobbit trilogy. You know, I thought that just happens for books, but The Avengers is based on the comic book. And are they going to follow the Infinity Gauntlet story arc in the comics? Maybe, but I will consider this maybe the first movie, you know, not based, you know, are based on, you know, a comic book and stuff, but not like the whole story. Like, this is the first movie to ever do that. If you all get what I'm talking about here. Like, this is the first movie, you know, to have 2 parts without, like, being based on the books, except for the characters. That will be awesome. I am up for this idea. I definitely enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed this idea. I really cannot wait, you know, to see this and everything. So yeah, and to be continued with part 2, because there's other 2 movies coming out in 2018. Captain Marvel, July 26, 2018. I'll be honest, I have never heard of Captain Marvel. I mean, yeah, boo on me, comment down, you know, if I never heard of him, but, you know, I will look this superhero up. I mean, I keep hearing that Captain Marvel is a girl or guy. I'm not really sure, but I'm going to look it up anyways. So, you know, I'm going to look up Captain Marvel. So don't freak out about that. Because, you know, whenever they announce these kind of things that I don't know. Like, I used to remember when they announced about Thor. I used to remember I didn't know anything about him. So I had to research him before I seen the movie and everything. So I'll do the same thing with Captain Marvel. And there's another movie which I don't know. Which I don't know these superheroes yet. Inhumans, November 2nd, 2018. I don't know who they are either. Sorry, guys. I mean, I guess Inhumans is like some sort of small part, another superhero group, sort of like Avengers and Guardians of the Galaxy. Although I'm not sure what's different about them, but I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I don't know Inhumans or Captain Marvel. I know. I'm gonna like do my homework and research them. All right, and last but not least, and this is where I get to part 2, May 2019, Avengers Infinity War Part 2. Now, here are my theories for Part 2. And I was talking to my friend about this, and, you know, we kind of agreed on what our theories are. We think that Part 1 would be all about the fall with the Avengers, but then they're going to rise up because the Guardians of the Galaxy will be there to join them. I mean, this is just a theory. Don't take this seriously. I mean, don't take this as a rumor or anything. I mean, this is just my theory. Like, what if Guardians of the Galaxy was there to help out the Avengers? Like, yeah. So that way, like, all the Marvel characters, or even maybe Captain Marvel or Inhumans would join together to defeat Thanos and everything. And that's pretty much my theory for the second part. Like, the second part will be the big, epic, maybe finale. I mean, I'm not sure if they're going to continue the Marvel Cinematic Universe with Phase 4 or something like that. But if they were going to do Phase 4, then they're going to introduce new heroes. And also, from what I heard, some of the actors' contracts for their superhero characters, like I heard Robert Downey Jr.'s contract for Iron Man would probably end. And same thing with the other Avengers, like Chris Hemsworth and Chris Evans and all those superheroes were probably gonna, their contracts are gonna be done with the Avengers, the Infinity War. So I'm not gonna sure if they're gonna continue the Avengers there. Maybe it's gonna be the final movie of all of the Marvel movies or something like that. Or maybe they're gonna continue it with new heroes, which I don't mind. I mean, I would like to see new heroes and everything. But if this is gonna be like the final epic finale of the Avengers, then I'm up to it. I mean, just all the way. So yeah, those are all the Marvel Phase 3 lineups. Holy crap, this is just a blessing. It's a miracle. I mean, take that, DC. I mean, sure, Marvel's already shown their trailer for the Avengers Age of Ultron. DC tried to put some sort of promotional video for Batman vs. Superman about saving the bats before they become extinct. And it's like, okay, this is pretty interesting. And then also DC revealed their lineups, which I think I'm going to talk about that in another video sometime. And then, Marvel's just like, oh, okay. Here's our lineup for Phase 3. Suck it. I mean, I'm just like, yeah, just, Marvel, you're the best. I mean, you spoil all this to us, yet I love that feeling of being spoiled. I mean, don't you like it if you go to your grandmother's house and then she spoils you so much? This is just what Phase 3, the Marvel announcement, just feels like. So, yeah, I mean, it's like Christmas was early. So, anyways, I'll wrap things up. Overall, this is some pretty big news. Really big. And I am super excited for all of these movies. Which ones I'm mostly excited about? I'm actually mostly excited for the Avengers, Infinity War Part 1 and 2, and I'm so excited for the other ones. I'm excited for all the Marvel movies. I cannot wait for what they have to offer. I cannot wait for them to explore a bigger, better universe. Maybe with Phase 4, maybe they could try to get some of the copyrighted characters like X-Men or Spider-Man to this time combined together and everything. I don't know, but that'd be so awesome. But let's just hope with the possibilities that it could happen. So, yeah. That's all I have to say. And it was really worth getting that off my chest. Anyways, so, multiple question today is, what do you think of all these Marvel Phase 3 lineups? And which of these Phase 3 lineups are you mostly excited for? Comment down below. Check out my other videos. They're really cool. Like to subscribe. Also, like my page on Facebook as well. See ya.